hope and change turns out to be discord and confusion. And there's no way that you can stop that. You cannot stop the blunders of one government program by putting another one on top.
Hi, I'm Nick Gillespie for Reason TV. Today we're talking with Richard Epstein, law professor at NYU, Chicago, and affiliated with the Hoover Institution. We're nearly 2 years into Obama's presidency, and he's managed so far to post an even worse record than George Bush. The economy's lost 3.3 million jobs. Consumer confidence is at half of its historical average. Unemployment's over 9% and has been that way for well over a year. To what extent is Obama responsible for this?
Well, I think certainly he added another nail into the coffin. At least the early George Bush and Obama have a lot in common. The difference between them, which is why Obama is the more dangerous man ultimately, is he has very little by way of a skill set to understand the kinds of complex problems that he wants to address, but he has this unbounded confidence in himself.
He's the perfect Chicago faculty.
No, he wasn't on the faculty. No, he was actually a very bad Chicago faculty member in this sense. To the extent that he was an adjunct, we'd always hoped that he would participate in the general intellectual discourse, but he was always so busy with collateral adventures that he essentially kept to himself. And the problem when you keep to yourself is you don't get to hear strong ideas articulated by people who disagree with you.
Did you encounter him at all? Or
sure.
What kinds of interactions did you have?
Usually in the breezeway, because he was always running and gunning for some other kinds of things. I also knew him because my next door neighbor is one of his best friends, probably his best friend, named Marty Nesbitt, and I would see him there or speak about him. And he was all, I think, in many kinds of cases, always a tremendously engaging and charming individuals, but he's not the kind of guy who likes to be pushed. And so what he does, in effect, is he has a way of listening to you to make it appear as though you're the only person in the world who matters. And then when it's all done, you say, now what does he believe? He's amazingly good at playing sort of intellectual poker. But that's actually a disadvantage, because if you don't put your ideas out there to be shot down, you're never going to figure out what kind of revision you want. And what is characteristic of his temperament of mind right now is he's basically set in concrete. If he thought a stimulus would work in 2009, he thinks it today.